inside another dimension, face battling barbarians and evil magic on a quest for adventure in a maze of monsters. Once you get into it, you'll never be the same. Hero Quest. Now, with 2 new adventure packs, the legend grows.
Hi, welcome back to Not Your Mother's Hobbies. Today we're going to look at our first miniature from Jungles of Deltrhak. Now, he's a little familiar. You might have remembered this little cultist from a while back. These Blightweavers from Deltrhak are the same sculpt, but they have a different color scheme, and we're going to show you how to do that here in today's video, so let's get to it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start off the exact same. We're going to put Black Templar all around on all the black spots of this robe. So that's the majority of the robe that makes this miniature pretty easy to start with. So if Deltrhak is your first miniature painting foray, this is probably a good starting point for beginners. Because a lot of this is pretty quick, pretty simple. So just go around hitting all the black parts based on the artwork or based on the video you see here, avoiding all the trim, and then come back in here with Guilliman Flesh. We're going to use this to block in our golds, our usual gold blocking. We got a belt buckle, we have a necklace, and we have some ornate trim on the robes there. We got Basilicanum Gray. We're going to use this for our metallic steel blocking. There's only one thing that's going to be metallic steel, and that is that sickle weapon there. Snakebite Leather, moving along. We got little booty tips, as well as a belt that goes around his waist and connects also to that weapon he has on his hip. We have Orc Flesh. Now this is going to be our main color, I guess, for the robes, and we're going to use this as our big accent color. It's going to go all around the trim that we left blank. Now remember, if you make any mistakes, it's just paint. Just go back in with a white or off-white and touch it up and try again. And you might have to do that. I had to do that. I always have to do that with this trim. We have Cygro Brown. We're going to use this for the skin color. We're going to give this guy a darker skin tone. I broke up my cultists previously the same way. I think I did half and half. So, and lastly, Skeleton Horde here on the mask. Now, first up on our layering, we're going to do something super simple that's going to give us a lot of fun detail and highlight 2 things at once. We're going to use our white to do a quick dry brush just on the topmost areas of that black and green robe. And you really want to focus on the edges. You want this to be a very light edged dry brush. You don't want to go too heavy. And when you're done that, we're going to come in with some Nuln Oil straight out of the pot and just go over all the blacks to deepen in those recesses once more. And it's going to keep that nice white highlight that we put in there and just give us a good contrast overall. Once you're done that, we're going to come in with our gold. I'm using Retributor Armor, my favorite gold. We're going to go and do all those gold details. So that is the accenting on the robes, that belt buckle, and that cool amulet around his chest. Now I'm using Reikland Flesh Shade Gloss here, but if you don't have that, you can just use a flesh shade that you got and put a gloss coat on top. And what we're doing is we're using this over top all of our gold parts to give it a nice rosy tint and blend in any of the unpainted edges or details, making any dull parts that we missed shine along with our metallics. We have gunmetal here for our steel sickle, and then going over that with Nuln Oil Gloss. Again, you can just use a dark shade followed by a gloss, and you'll get the same effect. And we have Wraithbone here for our mask. We're just bringing up some of those details, the brow, the nose, the cheeks, and any teeth there. He's also got a little chinny bit you're going to want to get as well. Now, flesh highlights, we're going to start with Blood Reaver Flesh. This is going to be our mid-tone. Just going to start adding some more tonal variation in our skin. Then we're going to follow that with Nightquester Flesh, and this is going to be our main highlight going all around those hands. Not a lot of skin here, so just take your time, be precise. And to finish off the skin, You can go the extra mile. I'm using Bugman's Glow here. You can use any other 1-up brighter skin tone that matches the tone you're going for. I use that and just dot it around some nice brighter highlights. Then we follow that with Bold Titanium White. We're using this to really pick out those details on the mask, stand out. Then we're going to do our metallic highlights using our Chrome paint or any brighter metallic that you have yourself. We're just going to go around and dot in some highlights, some swoops, some swooshes, where that light is going to be pinging off and giving us some bright areas on the metals, both steel and gold. As another extra touch, I'm using Black Templar here to dot in those eyes and the nose and any part around the mouth just to really tighten up the details around there. And then, of course, cleaning up with my white again. As for basing, we base like usual. We have a gray paint, a texture paint, a dry brush, a wash, and a dry brush. And there you have it. That is our Blightweaver full up and done. Now, if you had done the cultists before in the previous expansion, this should be a pretty easy task for you. And if you haven't done it before, this should also be a nice, simple tutorial you can follow along and have a great idea of what's going on. This is also a nice little beginner leap on how you can change colors on color schemes. You know, you don't have to use the art or whatnot. You can simply just change one color on an established color scheme, and you can get something wildly different that looks really cool. And you can see here, for an alternate take, we have inverted those colors, and that gives us a cool, different look going on here. I actually really like this green cloak with black accents, probably a lot more than the other one, though this green does look really cool with the white highlight rather than a big neon highlight like we're used to with our orcs and goblins. So you can use this as an example of how you can go a little subtler and a little quicker just by using simple white dry brush for some highlights. Won't work every time, but when it does work, it's going to look good. Here you can see a comparison of the two cultists that we had before. So here we have the black and green, the black and red, and then followed by our green and black and red and black. Really hope you guys enjoyed the video. A slower, simpler start to Jungles of Deltrhak. But we have lots of cool minis in this expansion, so you won't have to wait long for those. Let me know in the comments down below what you're excited for, how you're going to paint your cultists or your Blightweavers. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Big shout out to my patrons, as always. You guys have been super cool supporting me. It's great to talk and share with some of you over on the Discord. But most of all, thanks for everybody who watches. You guys make this super fun and fulfilling. Just want to say I appreciate you. Till next time, bye-bye!